This is Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out, joined by Frazer Clarke. We've obviously had a crazy last 24 hours in the heavyweight division. You're a heavyweight yourself. You're going to be out soon, which we'll talk about in a moment. But let's start off with um the the Anthony Joshua fight last night. You were in the Sky Sports studios talking about the fight. Just first things first. What did you make of AJ's performance last night against Oleksandr Usyk, losing via split decision? Controversial, but split decision.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. I think he did very well. I think it was a good fight to watch. It was sort of I was on the edge of my seat watching it anyway. So that's what we want from heavyweight boxing entertainment. Obviously, gutted because I'm biased because my friend and I wanted him to win, but this is the sport we're in, and at the top level, that's what it's about. Competitive fights with with good entertainment in the fight. There was times where Usyk was on top, and the times Joshua got on top, it swung back and forth. And as fight fans, which I am, that's what I enjoy seeing.
Yeah, definitely. What do you feel like AJ could have done better in there? He was obviously improved from the first fight, but what do you feel like he did wrong in that rematch?
Not too much, if I'm honest. Like I said, it was competitive. I don't know if maybe he could have started a bit sooner, rather than let it get to the late rounds, possibly. But when you're in there, it's difficult it's easy for everyone to say speaking outside, oh, you shouldn't, this, shouldn't that. When you're in there, it's completely different, and things happen at times. And if it doesn't happen for you, then it just doesn't happen for you. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to act on instinct and on feeling, and it just didn't quite get going until I'd feel like he was just a little bit, flat.
Yeah, what do you feel like about Usyk now though? He's done the job on Joshua twice, although it was better from Joshua. Usyk did look good again.
Yeah, I'd say he was a yard slower than the first fight.
Yeah.
I think looking at it, but it's just a good fight. Like, I'm not surprised one bit. It doesn't surprise me because I've seen this guy for like 10 plus years fighting the amateurs and the pros, and I always knew he'd get to this stage. You know what I mean? I didn't know he'd come up to heavyweight and be so good, but I always knew he'd be a threat no matter who he boxes because he's a experienced guy and he's a serious contender.
Yeah, for sure. What do you make of the Tyson Fury call out from him after as well?
No, I think he's in that bracket where he's within the right. He's within his rights to call Fury out into because he's right up there. So I don't think he's a disrespectful person. There's no disrespect or malice. I just think he wants the best fights and he wants all the belts. Can you argue with him for wanting that? Not really.
Yeah, no, exactly. Tyson clowned the fight on social media as well, um, which obviously is what he's gonna do. But did you see that? What did you make of it?
I seen it a little bit, and I don't know. Tyson's got a crazy personality. So one day, if you watched it again today, he'd probably do another video saying, "Oh, fair play to both men. They had a good fight yesterday. He was taking the piss, but I think you know you got to have a little bit of class about you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether like I say, sometimes he just gets carried away with himself. But when you're the best fighter in the world at the weight, I suppose who am I? Who's anyone to tell him what to do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. One more on Fury. Just wonder how you think a fight with him and Usyk would go if he was to. He says he's coming out of retirement and fight Usyk.
Oh, I think it's a good fight. Um, I think I think he might just use his size a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? I think he might just because Joshua's big. Don't get me wrong, but Fury's a whole different dimension of big.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, and I'm a big lad, and Fury makes me feel quite small. Do you know what I mean? His shoulders are well above mine. He's big. He's square. He's heavy. He's fast. So I think with his mind as well, I think he's just as sharp as Usyk in the mind, but in a different way. So I think oh yeah, probably Edge Tyson.
Yeah, and obviously, back to last night in the ring after, or in then out, then back in the ring was AJ, and obviously throwing the belts out. There was a situation where he was screaming, not screaming, shouting at Usyk and Lomachenko. I obviously everyone will have seen your comments on Sky saying you feel like his team should have stepped in there.
Sorry, you got you said
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, when I say team, I mean anyone with a bit of something about him. You know, I just know if I can only go off what I was if I was there. If I was there. Now I know he's the main event, him and Usyk, and I know that his emotions are running high. But I would save him for myself. I'd even go as far as to say I'd steal the headline by I'd grab that microphone off him because I just look ahead and I think for the greater good, don't do that. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the people there were in an emotional state as well, so no
Mm,
one did it. So you can't, like you say, unless you're in the moment, you can't really say, "Oh, what you would have done," because you wasn't there. But I I would have definitely done. I would have done my best to make him not be speaking on a microphone because he was in no condition to speak in. Probably a little bit concussed, exhausted.
yeah.
It's difficult, man.
No, of course, of course. Where do you think he goes from here? Is it a break or a fight as soon as possible to get back in the mix and kind of get this frustration off?
Whatever he wants to do. I mean, I'd have a break if I was him. Like he's trained hard, mate. And people say, "Well, why couldn't you do the 12 rounds?" That's a fast-paced fight for heavyweights. Believe me, there wasn't often where there wasn't a lot of punching going on. Do you know what I mean? And brain fatigue, physical fatigue. He's been in camp for so long, mate. He's not even like when I say like he was in solitary. It was like it's like being in jail and being in solitary. I mean, that's how he was treating it, honestly. He was there. He was in love with us, but he wasn't really there. He was just training and going back and sleeping.
Yeah.
So I think he does need a good break. You know, go and sit on the beach somewhere to get some sun, some good food, and just relax a minute. Listen, there's so much left. Anthony Joshua has so much left to offer the heavyweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm I won't sound qualified to say who, where, and when, because what people forget as well is this isn't just boxing now. This is business. This is how it works. And unfortunately, would I like to see him straight back in there? Of course, I'd love to see him competing again. I want to see him winning, but you know, I think that there'll be a thinking out process between the powers that be, and they will do what they can to get him back to where he needs to be.
On to your fight, September 3rd, Liverpool. How's camp going? You excited for your third pro fight now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. You know, I think I've just been out in Portugal for a week doing some training, some sparring and stuff. Bit of a deload week, which I know is weird in this part of camp, but I went straight back into camp after the Bracamonte fight.
Yeah.
And I was well ahead of where I needed to be. You know, I felt ready to fight last week. Do you know what I mean? So I
Okay.
think it was time to just, you know, I went over there, got some sun, some nice running in the hills and the mountains, a couple of good spars, and yeah, but it was just like really chilled one. So now this week we'll step up again, put the final touches in.
Yeah, that's it. How or what can we expect from you in Liverpool?
Yeah, what you see is what you get with me, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not there to mess about. I'm there to do a job and win. And if obviously if I can take someone out, I'm taking them out. That's just the way I roll. But I just want to be active like I am being at the minute. It's nice. You'll see me boxing, and yeah, that's what I do. So just a fighting man. Simple as that.
Yeah, you haven't fought in London yet after your third fight. You've been all around the UK though. You enjoying the travels?
Yeah, I travel. Listen, I'm a traveler, man. I've been around the world and back, but it's nice to box at home and get some support of the home fans. So, you know, Liverpool, we got Birmingham in the mix soon. London, Manchester was great. I'd like to go to the northeast, up Newcastle, because them lot are bonkers. I love that. And then obviously, yeah, London, Wembley, O2, the arenas which I've worked at. I've been to fights at
That's
and I played
crazy.
some Sheffield as well. Obviously, I need to go to Sheffield. Sheffield's home, man, second home. So I need to go and fight in Sheffield as well.
One more, actually. I was going to end it there, but Ben Whitaker, I'm sure you would have watched his fight, or you did see his fight. Just a thought on his 1 week notice fight in Saudi last night.
Yeah, good rounds, money in the bank, experience in the bank. I don't think there's no harm. I think he's been a bit harsh on himself. I think he did well. He's learning a new game. You know, you can be as good as an amateur as you want. I tell people this all the time. Forget everyone's amateur experience. It's about the new game and learning it and practicing, developing. If that fight was in 3 or 4 fights time and he went the distance, people saying it'd be good for him to do the rounds. But I say it's good now. What's the point in blowing people away? What's the point in 30-second knockover jobs? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let him learn this craft. It'll stand him in good stead. Ben's a good lad and he's doing the right things.
Perfect. Good stuff, man. I appreciate your time. I'll be in Liverpool, so I look forward to seeing your third fight there. And yeah, an exciting one. Cheers.
Go on, man. Yeah, it's all right, bro.